Hello, this is a quick and dirty factor label with SI conversions. Of course, SI standing for International System of Units. So we'll quickly jump right in and do a couple examples and then hopefully get you on your way to doing your review. First one we'd like to look at is what if you had to convert 5 days into seconds? 5 days into seconds. So we're going to use this thing called the factor label. Some people call it quantitative analysis, several different names for it. But I'll go ahead and show you an example just to get you started. So we would start at the top with 5 days, draw a line underneath and draw a line beside of it. I tell my students, what do you have to have on the bottom to cancel out days? Well, you write days on the bottom. That way it would cancel that out. What do you know about a day? Well, you know that one day is 24 hours. I want to abbreviate when I can. Now, are we done? Well, no, hours don't equal seconds. So let's see, what do we know about an hour? We know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Are we done yet? No, we're not quite done yet. So we're going to go from 1 minute to 60 seconds. How do you know that you're right? Well, your days are canceled, your hours are canceled, minutes are canceled, you're left with seconds. So when you type that in your calculator, and I am going to use scientific notation here, so our answer would be 4.32 times 10 to the 5th seconds. Okay, let's try another one. Football players love this one. What if you tried to convert 88 yards that you rushed on a Friday night football game to inches? Once again, 88 yards is what you'll start with. And now, what do you know about a yard? Well, most football players know that there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Are we done? No, we're not at inches. But almost everyone knows that in 1 foot, you have 12 inches. So you multiply across the top to get your next number of 264 inches for your final answer. As you can see, this can be done and used in measurements in the kitchen, in construction, whatever you can think of, you can always use factor label. But now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the lesson, which is the SI units. The SI units that you'll need to know are kilo, deci, centi, milli, and micro. I left these blanks here that you could insert anything such as liters, grams, or just about anything else you would like to measure in those units. So the abbreviations, again, kg, kilograms, decigrams, centigrams, milligrams, and micrograms. That is a weird unit for micrograms. Without further ado, let's jump right in and do a conversion that we did earlier with the factor label. We have 202 centigrams. We draw our lines. What has to go on the bottom? Centigrams. We always go to the base. So centigrams, you cover the C and you can always go to G. Students usually say, well, how do I remember centi to grams? Well, how many cents are in a dollar? And that would simply be 100. 100 cents and $1. Are we done? Check your question. Kilograms don't equal grams. So we got one more step to go. Our G has to go on the bottom to cancel that out, and kilogram on top. A kilogram is a much bigger sample than just a small little gram. We weigh that out in class to show that. But we know that there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. How do you type this in? 202 times 1, but you know that's not really needed, divided by 100, divided by 1,000. When you do that math, you get 2.02 times 10 to the negative third kilograms, or for those who don't like scientific notation and prefer to write zeros, 0.00202 kilograms. Don't forget your unit. If you'd like to pause this and try the next couple problems on your own, that would be great. But I'm going to continue working. So if you don't pause now, I will continue working and you can just go along with me. 0.0585 kilograms. What has to go on the bottom? Kilograms, of course. Go to your base, grams. Which one's larger, a kilogram or a gram? 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. You always can look at the top chart if you forget. Now what it has to go on the bottom? Grams to milligrams. Again, 1,000 milligrams are just in 1 gram. When you type this in, once again, I like scientific notation, 5.85 times 10 to the 4th power, and that's in milligrams. For those of you who prefer the zeros, 58,500 milligrams. And that is a little comma there. 58,500. Our last problem will be converting micrograms to decigrams. So once again, you can pause it, but I'm going to go ahead and keep working. 4.20 times 10 to the 4th micrograms. Some people don't like making that weird symbol, and you feel free to write out the word micro. Okay, next thing, you put your micrograms have to go on the bottom, and you always go to your base, which is just the grams. So now we know that 1 times 10 to the 6th, because I just don't like writing all those zeros. A lot of people will put a million down here, but I just prefer the scientific notation. And that equals 1 gram. Now, where do we go? From grams to decigrams. How many years in a decade? That would be 10. So to type this one in, you're going to type 4.2 EE4, or times 10 to the 4th, times 10, divided by 1 EE6. That's using the standard little scientific calculators we have in the classroom. For those who love that scientific notation, which isn't probably necessary here, it's 4.2 times 10 to the 1st decigrams, or simply 0.42 decigrams. I hope this review helped, and stay safe and healthy.